I saw everything's packed up. The workshop is closed. Everything's so neat. I'm like, what's going on here, bro? And he tells me the boss hasn't renewed the contract. You know when you get such bad news that you end up smiling for some reason? Some crazy scenario. I'm speechless. That place I talk about often that I used to go to when I was smaller. Go-karting. An indoor place. There was a time where I was working in some goofy job, but I was getting just enough money to go kart twice a week. Sometimes I go more than that, sometimes just once a week. I can't say how much I learned. I still used to go there these days now and then. I wanted to go back, because the truth is it was an amazing track. Indoor, but it was like a toge with no elevation. The corners were crazy. The one corner was the second corner. It was after a straight and a flat out right bend. You come to a heavy braking zone of a right hand chicane and an immediate left hand right after the right hand. And it's very aggressive angle. It's like that. And then it's right hander. That was one corner that you needed to respect. You need to have utmost concentration. And you couldn't just steer with the front wheels. You had to rotate it perfectly, razor sharp, but not drift the thing in like a madman and scrub all your speed off. Either way, it punished you. Almost everyone I know ended up in the tires, except for me and my friend who works there, and a few more other people. Maybe. Not that I've seen, though. Not many that I've seen. You know, that corner just catches everyone. But my friend who works there, the truth is he was the one keeping that place alive, which I will talk about. I will get to all of this stuff. So it's been quite a journey in driving for me. The truth is, the boss is a rich man that I've never seen him before. He hardly comes there. But he doesn't invest that much money into the carts at all. The truth is, my friend who works there has been doing a lot of the work just on his own. And of course, when you work there, you're fixing carts. That's part of it. But that boss didn't care anything about those carts. There was always some problem. I mean, recently, the carts have just been trash. Engines are slow, no brakes, steering is pivoting. There's that gap in the steering. The one cart I drove, the gap was like, I'm serious about this big. I'd have it in the neutral position and I can steer. And then when I want to steer left, I steer left and it's not going left. And then I had to just adapt myself to that, get ready. The quick chicane was quite challenging, if it was not already challenging enough. But then my friend did some sort of magic. I don't know. Man, he did something amazing to that engine. I think his nickname should be Matsumoto. Initial D fans, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't watched Initial D, well, shame. Stay in the shade. I'm not going to enlighten you. You go watch Initial D yourself. He did something to the engine. He made it so fast. It was amazing. The truth is, that same kart that he made fast, the brakes were bad. Brakes were bad. What brakes? There were no brakes. This is the thing. Comes back to what I said earlier. The boss doesn't care about these cars. So my brother there fixed the engine, but the brakes were jacked. So we had a battle there, just me and him. The place is quite quiet. I mean, obviously. Make trash carts, who wants to come? So we raced, he took another kart, I took the kart with the amazing engine but no brakes. He said he has another kart that's fast. I thought that he was serious. But the truth is, I was overtaking him quite a lot. Beating him with no brakes, just a fast engine. I had to be aggressive at turn in, pull off a braking drift, using understeer and the throttle to rotate and then let it drift and then rotate in. But it was fun. I made the best out of what I got. I mean, the obvious thing would be to rather take the foot off the gas before slow corner, let it slow down, and then you rotate. But I was like, no, that's gonna take too much time. I'd rather be aggressive. And then it turned out I overused my front tires, and I was not surprised. I mean, inevitable. But it was fine because my rears were still fine. All I need is power and rear tires and I could rotate that thing. I'm not saying I balanced it perfectly, but it was just such a beautiful time. The truth is my bro wasn't completely lagging behind. We had a good fight. And he's the type of driver, his driving doesn't look fast. But then you realize over time, the gap between you and him in front of you is just growing. Obviously when he has a proper kart. Not in this specific battle between me and him that I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about like when we both had fast karts that were of near equal performance. Man, he's a good driver. But anyway, there was a problem. You can see this problem. Now the boss is a rich bastard. I'm not saying this because I'm jealous. I'm saying this because of what I will explain right now. I'm going to justify the statement that I just made. And then you're going to realize, oh, Jesse's not being jealous. He's actually right. I see your point. So let's start. I want a perfect kart. But I'm not going to expect absolute perfection. Let there be a little bit of pivoting, whatever. Just give me a fast engine and good rear wheels. And brakes, please. I mean, I'd like to stop and not push the brakes, and then I'm not joking when I say this last time that I went with no brakes and a fast engine. I had to slow down and then drive into the tire wall on purpose. Pistonfury. Pistonfury! Guys, I'm being serious, but still I love that kart. But back to the point, you're talking about the boss. This guy, like I said, is very rich. The truth is he can invest money into these karts. By now, it would be a good time to just buy new karts. But it's fine, don't get new chassis. Just improve the engines, get brakes, improve the steering, get new steering racks. It's cheap. You're a millionaire. If you want business, you do not raise the prices and shorten the times. You build karts worth driving. Then everyone will flock to your place. I've been at places with higher standards, and usually I'm waiting in line. I'm just saying. But he obviously doesn't see the sense in this. So my friend who wanted a fast kart while he's working, he had to do it himself. I'm not saying that the boss didn't give any money. I mean, I don't check the receipts, okay? I don't know. I don't work there myself. But my friend affirmed what I said. He said that I'm right, and he knows what goes on. The other problem, this guy in the manager role. He is an absolute sabotage. He destroyed this place. Calm down. Calm down, Jesse. I've had many bad encounters with him. I'll mention one out of the million. Because I've been going here since I was 13. So I know a thing or two about this place. And who's who in the go-karting zoo. Yeah, it's nothing more than a go-karting zoo that the boss owns. Sorry guys, I'll tell you what it has actually come to by the end of the video. You have to watch till the end to actually know whether it's a good ending or a bad one. But don't worry, you see, because there's something special that I need to mention. But let's stay on track. We're talking about the manager. Maybe he's just insecure that he's fat. That now he just wants to make everyone else's lives horrible. One of the million encounters that I've had with him, I get to the counter, greet him, pay. He picks a random card, tells me to get in. I get in. I do 1 or 2 laps. I say, no, this cart's rubbish. Come back to the pits. He's walked to some other place. I call him. I'm like, hey, I need a new cart. He shouts at me from there. Now you get out. Then he takes the rest of the day to come, get me another cart, start the engine, tell me to get in. I mean, I can do it, but he's gonna get angry if I just fiddle with the carts, you know? So I'm thinking, let me just do what everybody else does. Request that I get another cart. Finally, I get into that another cart. He's still irritated. I drive for a little bit, do 3 or 4 laps, and then he tells me time up. I don't have a perfect internal clock counting every second, but I knew I hadn't even gone for 3 minutes. And I paid for much more time than that. I stop. I'm like, rubbish. It is not time up. He's like, okay, whatever. I'll go for more time. After a while, I just get pissed off. I'm like, okay, whatever. Right now, I don't want to go-kart anymore. To have your own way, I'm going to go home and carry on with life. Another time, he tried spoiling it again. Many times, actually. And then everything gets worse. Because another day when the place has gotten quiet, the carts have gotten slow because no one's investing anything into them. I saw everything's packed up. The workshop is closed. Everything's so neat. I'm like, what's going on here, bro? And he tells me the boss hasn't renewed the contract. What? The contract is hiring for these He tells me because he's not getting any money of it, he's just doing it for them. And he also told me that the boss is very mad with all of them because a customer gave a terrible report, even going a little overboard, telling things that didn't actually happen. But they were really mad because they got terrible customer service from, the usual guy that I just talked about, the manager. They did go really overboard. Saying that someone even rolled the cart and broke their head and needed to go to an ambulance, you need to go to a hospital and all. Yes, that was trash. But the thing that was true is, that manager was even swearing those people for things like a crash or wanting a new cart because the one that they're in is slow. He's just problematic. And when the note got to the boss was angry at all the workers. Why? Because the person who wrote that note wasn't clever enough to specify who it was that was problematic. Now they're all in trouble, including my friend, who was one of the greatest people on earth. And so they were doing what they can to just make the place better after getting a shout from their boss. That's why they cleaned up the place, because they also got reports of the place being ratchetly dirty. The cars being terribly worse than they really are. Like, I don't know, the steering shaft popping into their chest and out their spine or something. I don't know what they said, but it was literally that extreme on the note. I'm sure the boss could gauge, okay, they are going overboard, but why are they going overboard? Because these people who are working for me are doing a trash job. Not these people, that person! Calm down, Jesse. Calm down. I'm gonna die young, guys. Me and my friend had this talk and I heard everything about what these customers said to get to the boss and getting them in trouble and all. We had our final run at this place, this beautiful place. That was the time I talked about earlier when I had a really, really fast cart with no brakes and he had some other carts also. We raced each other. We were not looking at time. We were just racing and racing as if it was our last time. And at that place, yes, it was. That was our last time. But I refuse to let that be our last time really racing. We're gonna race again. I don't know where, but we're gonna. When all this nonsense was going on, the carts were slow as hell and everything was just terrible. The reports on bad customer service was already made. The boss was mad. I told my friend, I want to come work here. I'm going to join you. I'm going to invest into this karting place. And I'm going to save it. So if I can somehow get to talk to your boss, I can talk him into re-signing with the bigger place that he's renting from for the space to go-kart. I had a plan. And he even told me that because I can call out crap, I fix things, and also because I'm first language English, I should be the manager. That's what he was saying. He was like, at this rate, you should be the manager. I was like, imagine. I step in, I'm a manager. Then after a while I agreed, because I would save that place. But then, plot twist. Stay calm. I went to the place today, saw a whole lot of safety tape or whatever around the whole place and a few securities, and one guy I remember seeing often there I kind of know him. Familiar face. And he knows me. I was like, what the heck is going on here? 'Cause I didn't know what happened. You know what that tape was for? Yeah, the boss never renewed the contract. Time over. Closed down. No more go-karting. So this guy told me, and I couldn't keep the emotion off my face. I held in all my verbal violence, but showed it all on my face. And then we talked about everything. When I greeted him, he was like, yeah, I know this guy. He come here all the time. I always see him. He come here, trash everyone. I'm like, yeah, okay. Shot. I couldn't really even smile much or be like... I just wanted to know what the hell happened. And then he explained everything to me. Place closed down. Gathering everything that I heard from him and what my friend said. Don't be surprised that I'm not naming names. Even the name of the place. Because even though now it's abandoned, closed down, I want to talk about everything without any possibility of getting sued. The manager and the boss are bastards. They are absolute bastards. Back to the point. I talked to this guy and he told me about the boss that is some millionaire. There were also securities there, obviously, to like guard the place, make sure no youngsters come start the engines of the go-karts and drive them till they explode. I mean, I wanted to do that, but I also didn't. My stomach wasn't feeling right. I even took a Switch energy drink, orange bubblegum, to there because I love drinking some, then racing, then drinking the rest afterwards. We have a fridge there at the go-karting place. I just put it in there while I'm racing. But it never tasted bitter before. I think this was the first time that it ever tasted this bitter. It was nice, but you know what I mean, right? You know what I mean when I say it tasted bitter. I wasn't enjoying it. Why am I talking about a Switch? Because I'm brain dead. I'm emotionally damaged. I'm traumatized. I'm going to be diagnosed with some mental problem after today. Your fellow petrolhead YouTuber has just gone mental. Anyway, then we talked on, and I mean, that just established my point. As the guy said, that boss is a millionaire, and so the profit he gets from this is nothing. It's peanuts for him. So the fact that he was getting problems, he didn't care. He was like, oh, get these problems away from me. I'm closing this place down. It's not getting me any profit. That's what he said, but I knew it was. We all knew it was. My friend and that guy and all of them. We knew this boss is just a lazy bastard. You build soapboxes. No one's going to want to ride them. You're not going to get any proper business. Obviously no one wants to come here. Obviously everyone's complaining. You're still employing that manager. That boss shouldn't be near go-karts. I knew in the early days of go-karts in there, I was like, yeah, I smell it. I can smell everything. The boss of this place is not a true petrolhead. He's just a flippin' businessman. And then now this is what it's come to. And while I was talking to that guy, I was keeping it in, but then I just let it out. I had to let it out. I was like, you don't know the reason this place is like this? It's one of them. The manager is the reason this place is down. He destroyed this place. And you think it's a bold statement to make like that in public. First of all, I've been here from 13 years old. I know what I'm talking about. And I'm a proper petrol head. And I'm very observant. When I said it's the manager that destroyed this place, the guy was like, you see, I told you. Because the securities are basically always there. They guard that place or just chill there. I don't know what they do there, but they're always there. Now because of a manager's rubbish, boss's greed, now my friend is unemployed. I should not have the spirit to hope that that manager suffers. But it's not bad to hope that he's learned a lesson now. If the manager, being unemployed and falling into deep trouble, will humble him, then I hope he doesn't have a job. As for my friend, well, I hope he does get a job. The manager must get a job only after he's been humbled. I've been doing a lot of frustration, anger talk, but in true honesty, we should love everyone. If you want, pray with me for my friend. You've been watching this long. Man, thank you. Shot. Respect, my G. I really appreciate it. You're listening to this. I'm constantly staying in touch with my friend. We hope that things work out. Check your petrol heads.